If you're a General Hospital fan who loves keeping up with all the twists, shifting alliances, and emotional moments in Port Charles, you're in the right place. This week, from January 19th through the 23rd, 2026, delivered plenty of tension, unexpected turns, and storylines that definitely gave us a lot to talk about. Some questions were answered, and a few new mysteries were definitely set in motion. In this recap, we're going to break down the biggest moments, highlight the key character developments, and connect the dots on what might be coming next, without spoiling the fun for anyone who's catching up. So get comfortable, settle in, and let's jump into everything that happened in Port Charles this week. Monday's episode of General Hospital delivered major fallout, shifting power plays, and chilling revelations that could change everything in Port Charles. The hour centered on Willow's shocking acquittal, as Alexis Davis successfully dismantled the case against her for shooting Drew Cain. While the verdict declared Willow not guilty, the courtroom reaction told a different story. Characters like Trina and Kai weren't convinced, and the uneasy silence made it clear. This decision may have freed Willow legally, but it did not clear her morally. And then came the twist no one saw coming. After the trial, Willow revealed her true intentions by injecting Drew with a hypodermic needle, leaving him unconscious on the floor. Calm, controlled, and disturbingly confident, Willow promised that everything will work out, raising serious questions about how much of her recent behavior, including her marriage, has been part of a larger plan. What looked like survival now feels like strategy. Meanwhile, Anna Devane's captivity took an even darker turn. Alone, isolated, and under intense psychological pressure, Anna heard Cesar Faison's voice over the intercom, blurring the line between reality and hallucination. Whether Faison is truly present or haunting her mind, the manipulation is clearly working, and Anna's mental state is deteriorating fast. On the legal front, Dante Falconeri found himself trapped in an impossible position. Acting on orders from Ada Justine Turner, Dante was instructed to build a case against Michael Corinthos for shooting Drew. The problem? Michael isn't just a suspect, he's family. As Dante begins digging for evidence, his loyalty is tested, and the investigation threatens to ignite a full-scale Corinthos family war. Adding another layer of tension, Alexis confronted Drew, reminding him of the deal they made, one that includes her access to her granddaughter Scout. With Drew now vulnerable and possibly rethinking his alliances, it's unclear whether he plans to honor that agreement or rewrite the rules entirely. By the end of the episode, one thing was clear: Willow may be free, but consequences are coming. Drew may be alive, but he's far from safe. And Port Charles is standing on the edge of a reckoning that no one can stop. Monday's episode of General Hospital delivered major fallout, shifting power plays, and chilling revelations that could change everything in Port Charles. The hour centered on Willow's shocking acquittal, as Alexis Davis successfully dismantled the case against her for shooting Drew Cain. While the verdict declared Willow not guilty, the courtroom reaction told a different story. Characters like Trina and Kai weren't convinced, and the uneasy silence made it clear. This decision may have freed Willow on General legally, Hospital but it did this not Tuesday, January 20th, 2026.
And then came the twist
The
no one
fallout
saw
from
coming.
Willow's trial took
After
a
the
dangerous
trial,
and emotional
Willow revealed
turn,
her true
leaving
intentions
several
by
lives
injecting
hanging in
Drew
the
with a
balance.
hypodermic needle,
The hour
leaving him
centered on
unconscious
Drew
on the
Cain's
floor.
shocking medical emergency
Calm,
after
controlled,
Willow
and
injected him with a
disturbingly
syringe,
confident,
sending
Willow
him
promised
crashing
that
into a life-threatening
everything will work
condition.
out,
Raising
as
serious
doctors raced
questions
to
about how
stabilize
much of
him.
her recent
Questions
behavior,
swirled about the
including
true
her
extent of
marriage,
the damage
has been
and
part of a
whether Drew
larger
will ever
plan.
fully recover.
What looked like
His
survival
condition
now
now
feels
threatens
like
to
strategy.
complicate the investigation
Meanwhile,
into his
Anna
shooting,
Devane's
raising
captivity took
serious
an even
concerns
darker
about
turn.
accountability
Alone,
and justice.
isolated, and under
Meanwhile,
intense
tensions that
psychological
had been
pressure,
simmering
Anna
finally
heard
exploded
Cesar
at the
Faison's
Quartermain
voice
mansion.
over the intercom,
Michael
blurring the line
Corinthos
between
and Harrison
reality and
Chase came to blows
hallucination.
in a heated confrontation
Whether Faison is
fueled by
truly
Willow's
present or
acquittal
haunting
and
her
unresolved
mind,
emotions.
the manipulation is clearly
What began
working,
as anger
and Anna's
quickly
mental
turned
state is
physical,
deteriorating
proving that the
fast.
fractures between them
On
are
the
far
legal
from
front,
healed and that this
Dante
conflict is
Falconeri
far
found
from
himself
over.
trapped in an
In a
impossible
lighter,
position.
but still complicated,
Acting on orders
turn,
from Ada
Britt
Justine
Westturner
Turner surprised
Dante
Jason
was
Morgan
instructed
by
to build
asking
a
him
case
out on a
against
date.
Michael Corinthos for
Jason
shooting
said
Drew.
yes, marking the beginning of a potential new chapter for the suspect.
He's family.
However, as Dante begins digging for evidence, his loyalty is tested, and the investigation could threaten an impossible position and threaten whatever future she and Jason might have. Adding another layer of tension, at the hospital, Portia Robinson reminding him of the deal they made as she stood before a committee over falsified test results meant to protect her daughter. With Drew now vulnerable and she was ultimately cleared by the medical association, it's unclear whether he plans to honor that agreement or rewrite the rules entirely. Could still follow. By the end of the episode, remains at risk. One thing was clear: by the end of the episode, alliances were strained, secrets weighed heavily, may be alive, and the ripple effects of Willow's actions continued to spread. Charles is standing on the edge of a reckoning that no one can stop. Bigger fallout ahead. Monday's episode of General Hospital delivered major fallout. Thursday's episode of General Hospital delivered heavy consequences and change everything that are already changing lives in Port Charles. The hour centered on Willow's shocking acquittal condition as Alexis Davis successfully dismantled the case against her for shooting Drew Kane. This is not a quick recovery. While the verdict declared Willow not guilty, has left Drew facing a long, told a different story, one that could permanently alter his future. Trina and Kai weren't convinced. As the gravity of the situation made it clear, Willow continues to play the role of the devoted, but it did not clear her morally, staying by his side and presenting herself as nothing one saw coming. After the trial, Willow revealed her true intentions by injecting Drew with a hypodermic needle, leaving him unable to care for his daughter. Alexis steps in and offers to take Scout into her home. Willow promised that everything will work out, as what's raising serious questions about how much of her recent behavior, on the outside, including her marriage, has been part of a larger plan. On the inside, it raises even more questions about Willow's true strategy and how far she's willing to go to protect herself as the truth took an even darker turn. Elsewhere, isolated and under intense psychological pressure, Dante investigates his recent actions, voice over the officially demoted to blurring the line between reality and hallucination. While he keeps his badge, the blow to his career is undeniable, present or haunting and it may put new strain on his relationship with Brooklyn, and Anna's mental state is deteriorating fast. This demotion isn't just professional, Dante Falconeri found himself trapped in an impossible position, serious scrutiny acting on orders from Tracy offers to be his alibi for the night of Drew's build a case against Michael Corinthos for shooting Drew. He insists he had nothing to do with what happened to Drew and won't lie to protect himself. As Dante begins digging for evidence, him in danger. His loyalty is tested. It's a classic investigation threatens to ignite a full-scale Corinthos family war. Tensions explode adding when another layer of head-to-head with Carly in a heated confrontation that reminding him of the deal they made. Brit one that includes her access to her granddaughter spills over, and the clash leaves everyone wondering how much longer Brit can keep control. It's unclear whether he plans to honor that agreement or rewrite the rules entirely. Meanwhile, by the end of the episode, storyline thing was sharp turn. Willow may be free, officially deactivated by Jack following the arrival of WSB director Ross Cullum, cutting her off from the mission entirely. Standing on the edge of a reckoning that no one can stop. Brit is named the new Monday's episode of General Hospital delivered directly in the line of fire, shifting power and raising serious concerns for Jason that could change everything in Port Charles. Warning signs any longer. The hour centered on Willow's shocking acquittal. As Alexis Davis dangerously dismantled the case against her for shooting Drew Kane. Choices grow riskier by the minute. The verdict declared with Willow not shifting inside the WSB reaction told a different story. Is bracing for the fallout. Characters like Trina and Kai finds its way out, and the uneasy silence made it clear nothing will be the same. This decision may have freed Willow legally, but it did not clear her morally. And then came the twist. January 23rd was a turning point in Port Charles. Willow revealed her true intentions by injecting Drew with a hypodermic needle, finally reaching her breaking point when she confronted Jason and Carly publicly at Bobby's. And disturbingly confident. What started as tension quickly escalated into a loud, raising serious questions about how much of her demanded that Jason make a choice, including her marriage, has been part of a larger plan. She made the decision herself. What looked like survival now feels like ended the relationship on the spot and walked out, leaving Jason and Carly behind and making it clear she was done competing for his loyalty. And under intense psychological pressure was quickly followed by something far more dangerous over the intercom. Ross Cullum reminded Brit between reality and hallucination he still has over her life. Whether Faison is truly present or haunting her mind, haunting her that the manipulation is clearly working, and Anna's mental state is deteriorating fast. With her support system shaken and her options limited, found himself trapped in an impossible position between survival and resistance. Acting on orders from Ada Justine Turner, Anna Devane was instructed to build a case against Michael Corinthos for shooting Drew. She woke up in captivity to find Peter August Michael isn't just a suspect, taunting her and psychologically tormenting her. As Dante begins digging for evidence, insisted that Faison would reveal himself when the investigation threatens to ignite a full-scale Corinthos family war. And unsure how long she can endure another layer of tension, Alexis with no clear way to communicate with the outside world. They made. Anna's fate remains uncertain. To her granddaughter Scout. Back in Port Charles, with Drew now vulnerable and possibly rethinking his prolonged absence and lack of contact, whether he plans to honor that agreement that something is seriously wrong. Entirely. She turns to Nathan by for the help, end of the episode, hoping someone can uncover the truth before Willow it's too late. May be free, but consequences are coming. Chase faces a major setback. May be alive, but he's officially demoted to patrol officer. Port Charles is standing on the edge of a reckoning that no one can stop. In a rare
Monday's
moment
episode
of
of
General
Chase and
Hospital
Brooklyn
delivered
talk
major
about what
fallout,
comes next,
shifting
even
power
discussing
plays
the
and
possibility
chilling
of
revelations
adoption,
that could change
signaling a
everything in
potential
Port
new
Charles.
chapter in their lives
The
despite
hour
the
centered on
professional
Willow's
loss.
shocking acquittal,
And
as
that's where
Alexis
things
Davis
stand.
successfully
Relationships
dismantled the
shattered,
case
threats
against her for
escalating,
shooting Drew
a
Kane,
beloved heroine trapped,
while the verdict
and lives
declared
heading in
Willow not
uncertain
guilty.
directions.
The courtroom reaction
Now it's
told
your
a
turn.
different story.
Did Britt do the right thing by
Characters
walking
like
away
Trina
from
and
Jason?
Ty weren't
Will
convinced,
Ross
and
Cullum
the
push her
uneasy
past the
silence
point
made
of
it
no
clear.
return?
This decision
Anna
may have
survived
freed Willow
Peter's
legally,
psychological
but it did
warfare
not
long
clear
enough
her
to be
morally.
rescued.
And
As
then
Chase
came the
about to
twist
start
no
a
one saw
completely
coming.
different future.
After the trial,
Leave your thoughts
Willow
in the
revealed
comments.
her true
Share this
intentions by
recap with
injecting
fellow
Drew with a
fans,
hypodermic
and subscribe
needle,
for more
leaving
General
him
Hospital
unconscious on the
updates,
floor.
recaps, and deep
Calm,
dives.
controlled, and disturbingly confident, Willow promised that everything will work out, raising serious questions about how much of her recent behavior, including her marriage, has been part of a larger plan. What looked like